welcome back to another video. So in this video I'm just going to be doing like a bit of a newborn necessities video, so something that I thought was really valuable to have on hand for when Bubby was born. A lot of these things I came by a few weeks into him being born, things like that. Friends have recommended them on to me, so I thought, why not do a bit of a newborn necessity video. So yeah, we'll get straight into it. One of the first things that we obviously loved was this Riff Raff. Now it is a sleep aid toy. It plays, it has a button in this ear and also in this ear, and it plays white noise on one side and then a lullaby on the other side. Ashton has had this since he was born. The moment he came out, he had this beside him. I really wanted to associate this with sleeping with him so that it would help come time to sleep training. If you want to see a sleep training video, let me know. Ashton was sleep trained at like 12 weeks old, so let me know if you in the comments below if you want to see that. But this is definitely handy. We have two of these. For when he was newborn, we had one that stayed at home and we had one that was in his cot, in his pram, so we made sure that we had it everywhere we went. Another thing that we had was this little sleep aid thing. So the bottom of this is meant to mimic them being cocooned up still in the womb. So his head went up here in this little gap here, and he laid in this with his legs cocooned up in here. It was great also when it come time to sleep training. Ashton was in his cot from 2 weeks old in his own room. Those reasons I will put in the sleep training video if that's what you want. But this was definitely handy. He slept in this until he started rolling at, I think he started rolling maybe at about 3 months old or 4 months old. So then we had to take this away. So, but it was definitely great. Helped him sleep through the night in the first 3 months anyway. So that was really handy. Just while we're on the topic of sleeping, these sleep suits, as I said, Ashton's been in his own room in his cot since he was 2 weeks old. So we have the aircon going in here and it is set to 24 degrees. On the monitor it comes through as 22 or 23 degrees. We trialed and errored different temperatures for a long time to find out what worked with Ashton in sleeping through. So one of these are just like Best and Less sleep suits. They just have the big zipper up the middle of it. So Ashton sleeps in this, plus he also sleeps in one of the Wonder Suit, the Bonds Wonder Suits. Now, in the newborn ones, it had the hands rolled over, like it had little pockets on there that you could roll the hands over. And this one, it still has the feet. So you can cover their feet and their hands when they're babies. Ashton's hands and feet were pretty much covered all the time up until he started getting old enough that he could pop the dummy back in himself. Now, he didn't really wake up looking for the dummy through the night, but there were some nights that he'd done this. So we ended up taking his hands out and he was then able to put the dummy back in himself. So that was definitely handy. We have about 7 or 8 sizes of the Bonds Wonder Suits. 7 or 8 pairs in each size, so they're definitely handy to have. I did just purchase 2 of the Bonds Winter Wonder Suits. So Ashton's aircon will stay on throughout winter. We may bump it up to 25 degrees, but he will be in a bit thicker Bonds Wonder Suit. This thing here, it may not look like a lot or very interesting, but let me tell you, this was amazing when it come time to sleep training Ashton. You know, I thought, one of my friends actually gave this to me, I must add. She lent me hers to borrow. She said that it was great. So I thought, why not? Can't do any harm. So I thought I would try it out. Instantly, I went out and brought one myself. It was literally the best best thing ever that she could have done for us. So I really appreciate that. Also, when I go to baby showers, this is what I get them. This machine here. It is from Kmart. I think it's $39 or $49. Can't remember the price, so don't quote me. You can get it from Target as well. They're the two places that I've been able to find these. So what they are, these are a little night light. So I don't know if you can tell in the top here, it has holes with stars and little rockets and spaceships. These change colors and they shine up on the roof. Now the good thing about this is it is voice activated, or it's noise activated, I should say. So when Ashton wakes up through the night and he makes a noise, this will activate, therefore he's not in the dark on his own. So I don't know, I just think if I was a little baby, had no idea where I was, new to the world, you're not going to leave him in the dark. So especially because he is in his own room, he doesn't have us in the room. So I wanted him to feel as safe and as comfortable as possible. So I wanted him to be able to see if he woke up through the night and put himself back to sleep, knowing that everything's okay, he's still in his room. So yeah, this is definitely great. It has a timer, so you can have it on 15 minutes, 30 minutes, or 45 minutes. So obviously I put it on, I've got it on the 30-minute setting. So when I put Ashton into his cot, I turn it on, and he normally self-settles within 1 to 5 minutes, depending on how tired he is. He'll either talk to himself for 5 minutes, or he'll just roll over to his tummy and pass out. So this will stop, it'll turn off after 30 minutes, and then again it'll reactivate when he or if he makes a noise through the night. It does play stories, it does sing lullabies, it plays music, it plays white noise, anything like that. The best machine. Cannot highly recommend this enough, honestly. It was a saviour when it came time to sleep training Ashton. So definitely get onto one of these. The thing I have is this formula canister. Now, for those of you who have been following me or know me, know that, sorry, I'm looking down because Ashton's at my feet. So I apologise for that, for keep looking down. But this is a formula canister. It has 3 different compartments. We have one of these in our nappy bag. We have one of these in the cupboard or on the bench at home. Yes, for those of you who know me, Ashton has been bottle fed from a young age. So these were definitely handy to have. Obviously it gives you 3 bottles at a time. We just kept filling it up. He is 9.5 months old now. So he is only on 3 bottles in a 24-hour period, so this is great. I just need to fill this up once in the morning, and then he's good for the rest of the day till the next morning. Also, while we're on bottles, Dr. Brown's bottles. These are a godsend. Ashton suffered horrendously with wind, and I tried every bottle under the sun. All my friends use these bottles, and they kept trying to tell me to get these bottles, but obviously I never listened. So anyway, I ended up going into a chemist, and the guy could not highly recommend this enough. He said his children had suffered really bad with wind as well, and said that this was a lifesaver. So I ended up getting 4 of these, and yes, it was a lifesaver. We were able to stop burping Ashton mid-feed. We could just burp him at the end. And honestly, if I can recommend anything to formula feeding mums or breast bottle feeding mums, this bottle here is definitely worth the money. They're a little bit expensive, but yes, most definitely worth the money. So this one is a narrow neck, yes, bottle. So definitely I would be getting one of these. These are the best. We got 6, which was great for when he was a baby, like, you know, when he was younger, having more than 3 bottles a day. But now, yeah, we've retired some of them because we only need three bottles in a 24-hour period. So the next thing I have here is a bottle of gripe water. Gripe water was also a godsend when Ashton was suffering severely with his issues in the start when no one knew what was wrong. His wind problem started pretty much from the start. So he was up hours screaming overnight from wind. We were having to burp him every couple of minutes. So definitely have one of these in hand. I think they last a while too. Yeah, like this one goes out in 2021 and we brought this, April, May 2019. So we didn't really, well, there's half a bottle gone. So you don't use a lot, but it does last a while. So definitely have one of these on hand. Now, another thing that I don't have here with me is the Mummaroo swing. Now this saved my life when Brennan went back to work. Juggling being a new mum, trying to do dishes, trying to get the washing done, trying to do this, trying to get dinner, trying to do that, trying to do all that. So the Mummaroo, for those of you who don't know, I'll try and get a picture and chuck it up on the screen, or you probably already know. I'll chuck it in the link in the description below if need be. But it is just, it's meant to cocoon Bubby up, and it does motion side to side. It can play lullabies. It can do all that. So Ashton actually took all of his day naps in the Mummaroo for maybe the first 4 to 5 months. This saved my life because he wasn't sleeping on me. I was able to go and get dinner done. I was able to go and do the washing. Yes, I was able to go and do the washing. All things like that while Brendan was out at work. And also, it saved my sanity. I was able to do things for myself. I was able to have a break. I was able to have a sleep if I needed to while he was sleeping. I would just sleep on the couch while he was sleeping in his mama. He would sleep all day. People would tell me that I was making a big mistake by having that rocking motion, rocking Ashton to sleep. Told me that he'll want that forever and ever, and I'll never be able to get him to self-settle, blah, 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 blah. Well, after sleep training, I proved them all wrong. Ashton was able to self-settle without being rocked to sleep. So honestly, it's a godsend. If you want to get it, buy it. I know they're expensive, but they are very, very, very well worth the money. One thing that I did forget to mention in regards to the bottle feeding and things like that, we had 2 thermoses. So in the morning we would obviously boil the kettle, and then we would let it cool down to like a lukewarm temperature, and we would chuck it in the thermos and have it sitting there all day. This thermos would last us 24 hours. And it was just so handy to have, especially throughout the night. You don't have to worry about warming up the kettle to get it just that right temperature when Bubby's in bed crying, wanting a bottle. It honestly is a lifesaver to have just thermoses, especially when you're out. You don't have to worry about warming up the bottle, anything like that. You just pour the water in, have that canister ready, pop the formula in, and your bottle is ready to go. Definitely, I would get onto that. I read that on one of my mum's Facebook pages about the thermos, having it on hand. So definitely a good mum hack to have. Another thing to have is one of these Scene-Genic Tommy Tippy bins. Now this is a nappy bin we have in Ashton's nursery. It can hold up to, I think it's 28 nappies, don't quote me. Pretty sure it's 28 nappies. You just put refilling liners in the top. And yeah, this is the best. It doesn't stink out the room, anything like that. We can go a few days, nearly up to a week actually, without having to empty this out of his room. Definitely handy to have. They do have these canisters, so you can buy these from like Big W and things like that. I think Coles and that do it as well. But yeah, these come in packs, so one of these lasts you a couple of weeks. I can't remember how many nappies that they can take, but yeah, definitely handy to have because they don't stink out the nursery. The next thing I have here is a baby carrier. Now I didn't use this a lot, but when I did need it, it was so handy. For when Bubby was really small, when I needed to go to the shops on my own or something like that, if he needed to have a sleep, it was just the easiest way to get my groceries done. I would just pop him in and he would just fall asleep on me. I did have Ashton in winter, so it didn't really matter about him being on me. The warmth was really good for him. So definitely handy to have one of these if you can. If anyone wants to know the brand and the type, just let me know, but this is seriously great. I can chuck it on my back now if I want to. We don't use it too much now. One of the other things that we also thought were great were the snap shades on the car windows for Ashton. Now, the brand that we got were actually called snap shades. Now, they're very expensive. I think we paid $160 or $180 for the 2 back windows. They're made to fit your car, and they're just magnetic, and they fit in the inside of your car. So they don't go on the outside, they don't fade, they don't do anything like that. They're very, they just are long lasting. They literally black out the car. So it's so handy to have when you're driving. You don't have to worry about the sun being on this side, anything like that, getting in Bubby's face, waking him up. Ashton used to wake up a lot if the sun would come over his face. So we finally got a set of them, and they're the best purchase we made. I think if I was going to recommend one of these products for you to buy, definitely those snap shades. They are well worth your money and you won't regret it. Another thing, a baby monitor. This is the best. Obviously, I know baby monitors are well known. Everyone pretty much has one. For Ashton, from Ashton being in his own room from 2 weeks old, this was really great to have. It has a camera, full screen camera. I can talk through it. I can play lullabies through it. I can move cameras just from this screen. It can also double into 2 cameras, 2 screens. So I can add a camera later on if we decide to have another baby, and put the other camera in their room. The service, like the reception, is amazing. So this one is a Oricom. So I can't highly recommend one of these enough. Now, the last thing that I can recommend as a newborn necessity, this is a cot, a change table organizer. Now, I have my nappies obviously in here. I have my wipes on the top. It is pretty empty at the moment. I need to restock it. I normally have his creams, etc. on the side. I have his baby powder. I normally have his moisturizer as well there. It's just handy to have right there on the side of the change table. You don't have to dig around in different places. It's all there. Yeah, and then every couple of days I just restock it all. Obviously, I'm due to restock it now. A friend did gift this to me, but you can get them on eBay. There's so many different types of like change table caddies, I believe they're called. So yeah, definitely get one of these just to chuck on the side of your change table. Makes life so much easier, especially when you have a little cranky baby rolling around on the table. Anyway guys, that brings us to the end of my little newborn necessities video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Yeah, like and subscribe, share our channel, comment below if there's anything that you think I should add to this, or something that might help me out for the next baby, then please comment below. Your support is greatly appreciated. Don't forget, last few days of our Instagram and Facebook giveaway, just in time for Valentine's Day. So jump over on there, see the instructions, follow through on the instructions, and the winner will be drawn next week. See you guys in my next video.